The last banner before the 9th anniversary, and it has pity. But should you summon? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. That is right. We are finally here. We have approached the final hurdle to the 9th anniversary, the LR Ginyu banner. This guy will be dropping in just about 28 hours from the point in which we are recording this video. And we are here to answer that age-old question, should you summon? The answer seems pretty obvious, being that this is the banner right before our anniversary, and Ginyu doesn't come anywhere close to the anniversary LRs. The answer is a big fat no. However, there is some context, and we do want to make sure we go through the whole assessment here to make sure we're not leaving anything out for Ginyu. So as always, we will evaluate the unit itself. Is the unit good enough to justify a summon? And we'll look at his banner. What's on the banner? Could the banner possibly be worth it based on what's there and the value of the banner? And then finally, of course, we will look at what lies ahead. Should you choose to summon on this pity coin banner, what are you giving up in the near future? So let's go ahead, let's hop into the unit here. Let's take a look at what he's doing. So they are a Ginyu Force special pose, 150 lead. That is to be expected, right? Since they are a yellow coin LR. They have an entrance animation that activates once only, gives them key 3, attack and defense 150%, and launches an additional super attack for the rest of the battle, and all allies 25% attack and defense self-excluded for 3 turns from the character's entry turn when there are 5 or more special pose category allies on the team. Now, he has key 2, attack and defense 150%. They guard all attacks and effective against all types when all allies attacking are special pose. They reduce damage received by 7% up to 35 before attacking, and chance of performing a critical hit 7% up to 35 when attacking per special pose category ally on the team. The special pose category allies are getting attack and defense 25% from them for 2 turns with int rainbow key spheres obtained. They get an additional 50% within the same turn with a type key sphere obtained. So really crazy support going on here. Really good, but they are locked to the special pose category. I mean, realistically, they want you using them around other Ginyu Force members, but we're going to talk about that more in a second. Let's look at their active skills. They do have an active skill that can be activated when all Ginyu Force category characters starting from the when all allies are on the turn are Ginyu Force characters starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, or when all allies are special pose category allies starting from the 5th turn, right? So if you're on a full Ginyu Force team, you can use it on the 3rd turn. Any other time you can use it on the 5th turn, and it simply raises attack and defense 25% and all allies 15% for the rest of battle. So it's really nice active skills. I do like these active skills that buff for the rest of the battle. That's always nice. Now, where things get interesting is their super attack. So on their 12 key rather, right? They have 2 different variations, right? So they greatly raise defense and cause colossal damage and stuns the enemy. Now the super attack has the 12 key has a 50% chance of transforming and the attack being greatly raised for 1 turn. Now if you get 15 key instead of 12 key, the attack greatly raises attack instead and causes colossal damage to the enemy, again with a 50% chance of the super attack transforming and defense being greatly raised for the rest of battle. This is really interesting. It's a really interesting effect, and the way it works, right, that 50% chance, this is basically has a 50% chance to roll, and you're going to do a variation of the attack using one of the Ginyu Force members, and this applies to both the 12 and the 15. key. Now, the 18 key is its own thing, but realistically with these, you probably aren't going for the 18 key too often. You'll probably be focusing on the 15 and the 12 key, but the 18 key does massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn and raises allies for 30% for the turn, right? So it's kind of dependent on what you need, right? If you need to build his attack and defense, then go for the 15 and then the 12 key, right? With those additionals. If you need to give the support to the turn for something, like maybe you got a big active skill that you want to use, then maybe go for this, right? So it's dependent, right? But all in all, right, looking at everything he needs, everything he wants, right, his best partners are obviously the other Ginyu Force members, right? The LR Ginyu, the AGL Ginyu. Surprisingly, in Cell. He does work with some other characters like these guys, Dodoria, and a few others, but none of them are special pose. So the big issue with the LR Ginyu Force is because of their passive, they are entirely locked to the special pose category, which limits them to other special pose centered teams like the Ginyu Force, which I mean has sort of aged out by this point. And then of course on Then of course they need characters like Dokkan Fest Topo to lead them, who only leads them for 170. Their 200% lead, their only 200% lead that would work for them is the AGL Ginyu, right? He is technically on Frieza's 200% lead, but of course, due to the special pose passive, you don't really want them on that team. So effectively, they are locked to the special pose. Now, Global is in a very odd situation with the release of this because we do not have Dokkan Fest Topo yet, which means they don't have him as the lead for special pose, and you can't be running. We have some makeshift special pose teams you can run with, like the Int Go Tanks as lead, and we will be getting, as we see here, the Super Saiyan 3 Go Tanks Super Easy A, but even with that, the team is still extremely limited without Topo to be sort of the main anchor of the team. So, I mean, unfortunately, that means despite the unit being as good as it is, he's dead in the water on Global right now. So I cannot give a good faith recommendation for the unit itself in that case. He has no place on Global right now, and that's just an unfortunate placement of the choice of when they decided to release units. Honestly, Global should have just released Topo first before Frieza if they knew they were going to release this guy, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on, we do want to take a look at his banner, right? Sometimes the unit and the banner maybe can make up for one another, right? If the unit's not good, maybe the banner's a little bit better. If the banner's not good, maybe the unit's a little bit better. But unfortunately, we have the same situation with the banner. The banner just is not in a good place compared to other LR Petty banners that we have been getting lately. About the only good unit here, usable units. Well, actually, you know what? That's not true. These guys are pretty usable. This guy is still pretty good. I've run him a few times with Turles on Frieza's team. They work all right. And then, of course, the U2 trio have seen some significant buffs. And also, they are on special pose, I believe. So, I mean, it's not too terrible. However, it's nothing out of the way because these guys are also featured on the anniversary banner. So I mean, the only good thing the banner's got going for us is that it is that pity coin banner, which means for 7 rounds you can do 150 stones, and on your third multi each time you have a guaranteed featured, and then by the end of those 7 rounds you will have used 1,000 stones, or not quite 1,000 stones, but you will have accumulated 1,000 pity coins, and you will be able to, or correction, you will have used 1,000 stones, and you will have enough pity coins to get your free copy. Well, not free, but your copy of Int Ginyu here. So all in all, I would say that the banner is not worth it. And then if that wasn't enough to sway you, of course we must look at what lies ahead, right? In just a few weeks, this banner and then not that one, this one, will be dropping as part 1 of the 9th anniversary. And do you really want to be summoning for Ginyu instead of, say, Broly and Frieza, who complete the Super Bosses team we have on Global? Or possibly Gogeta, who, if you were after LRs, there's plenty on this banner, plus your chance at pulling unfeatured LR. So, I mean, I can't entirely say it's worth it, you know? I think it's just, your best bet is just to save. And again, if Gogeta and Broly aren't your thing, then of course you have Beast Gohan and the Gammas to worry about. Beast Gohan is far and away the best unit in the game currently. There can be no question about that. And it wouldn't make any sense to spend coins on Ginyu when you could be saving them for this guy right here. So I can't even give it a recommendation based on what lies ahead. There's too much at stake here. We are just a few short weeks away. So this is one of the few banners that makes a complete no-go in all 3 categories. It's very rare that we have that. Usually I give a recommendation for the unit itself at the bare minimum because the units tend to be good, but in this is one of the few cases where the unit just doesn't have a place on Global. And since we have no idea when Topo is going to release, or a better special pose leader for him is going to release, we're kind of stuck with Ginyu for now. There's not much he's going to be useful for. So unfortunately, like I said, this is a big fat no due to us being this close to anniversary. So guys, if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, do you actually plan on summoning for Ginyu? If you do, let me know how much you plan on doing. We, like Super Boo last year, will not be doing a summoning video for this. Even I will not be committing stones to this banner. I may do 1 or 2 multis just to build up my yellow coins because I am just a few short of the 500 mark to be able to buy a yellow coin that I want. So that's about all we'll be doing. So not even I will be summoning for this. So make sure you let us know what your plan is in the comments down below. If you're saving, let us know who you're saving for in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching and aloha.